Welcome back to the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. We're here another week. It's kind of special this week, but we'll get on to that in just a bit. My name is Bendy. I am your friendly neighborhood Admiral Idiot, gamer, cosplayer, ferret mother, and who are you guys? Nettle, tell us about yourself.
I'm Nell. I'm the general idiot. I'm a streamer. I'm a cosplayer, and I'm really tired this week.
Same. Hard same.
Hard same.
Tempus.
That's me. Hello, I am Tempus B. I am the martial idiot. You got the salute and everything. I am a gamer, streamer, and tabletop gamer enthusiast.
Yay!
Wonderful.
Let's go on to the most
Wonderful
important
news.
thing.
We're so excited because we're special. We've been alluding to this for about 5 weeks since we started. We have a guest today, you guys. A guest. So I would like to welcome Staffy. Staffy, who are you and what do you do?
Hello, guys. Yeah, I'm Staffy. Thank you for having me on, first and foremost. It's an absolute pleasure to be like your first guest. So thank you for that. I assume you had 3 or 4 people in front of me who refused. But I'm more than happy to be here. Yeah, so I'm Staffy. I'm a streamer, content creator. I'm also an idiot. You'll have to assign me some sort of rank. But yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Well, little do you know, this is your recruitment. So the questions asked today will determine what you become in the Unnamed Army. So
Determine
good
who
luck
gets
to
you.
sir.
Pretty sure my stupidness will get me some sort of high rank. I'm pretty sure that these guys know me well enough.
Yes, it was great to have you. Thank you. There was actually 5 before you, but yeah, they refused. I'm really sorry. But yes, so we're just gonna
Crack on.
talk. Wait, what's the thing? I'm so good at hosting. Right, so we have Staffy. Staffy's here. Good. We're gonna start talking about what games we've been playing because that's usually our usual running order.
Yeah.
So I'm being ridiculously boring, so I will just say my piece and then get on to everybody else. And we've done a lot of gaming. It was my birthday at the weekend, so I played a lot of D&D. I played in my Wildmount campaign, I played in my Curse of Strahd campaign, and a homebrew campaign. So I've just been tabletop gaming. Very fun though. Had a great time. And then I played a little bit more Animal Crossing and Zelda. That's all I've done. On to someone's probably more interesting. Probably you, Tempus.
Yeah.
Me? Oh, why do you think I've done something interesting?
Because you always have some dumb game.
I was going to say, you've always played some weird-ass game you found on Steam.
How dare you? How dare you? I completely didn't play a game called Kill It With Fire where I literally went around killing spiders. Totally
There you
didn't do
go.
that.
No,
Totally
that
didn't.
wasn't you.
Nope, someone else.
100%.
So yes, I played Kill It With Fire.
It was so funny.
It's literally a first-person, like you work as pest control, just killing these spiders in this little town, and it's like it's the most ridiculous thing because you start off with your clipboard basically with your tasks on it, slapping things, and you get weapons as you go along. By the end of it, I had a double-barreled shotgun, and a fully assault rifle, Molotov cocktails, a frying pan, everything you can think of. C4, in fact, I had C4 just to blow up spiders.
Yes.
This is a game, right, Tempest? This isn't just in, like, you walking around like down south somewhere, is it? Just like.
Oh, you mean what games I played this week?
Yeah.
Oh, so that
Shit.
bombing was you.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I used a fake name on the news, so I blamed the army.
Oh no! What just happened?
Civil War. But yeah, I mean, it was good fun. It was pretty short. It just got onto Game Pass like the night before I played it. I think I played it last Friday.
Mm.
So yeah, it weren't long, and I think it's one that you could go back and complete 100%. I didn't manage to get all of the achievements and stuff like as you go through the levels, so it kind of gave me like a bad ending where the town just got nuked. So
Wow.
you know,
Wow.
but I mean, the town got nuked, and I was literally in the drop zone of the nuke. Yet I managed to survive. So go me.
Are you actually a radioactive
Spider?
spider or something?
There's a good chance that that's what
Definitely
it was.
not now.
So, yeah. But yeah, other than that, I have just been playing Vanguard, which was released on Friday as well. That's been really good, and I've been on my Animal Crossing island as usual. So, but
See, I knew it. I knew you would have something weird, and I like it. Thank you, Tempus.
Tempus
but
is
now
out.
I'm looking for weird stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Our
it's what I
plan worked,
need.
Bendy.
Yes.
Anyway, Netta, what's on your list? What you been up to?
On Saturday, Tempus and I and a couple of the friends actually played Uno on stream, and there was very close to being some feuds between us. There was a
You
lot
don't
of
win
swear
friends.
words.
With Uno.
It was really bad.
I literally titled my stream "Friendship Ending Simulator."
It's literally what it is. When you play it in real life as well, it's like the worst.
It got so bad that even Hall and I were swearing at each other. We never do that. So yeah, it's really fun to play with friends online. You will end up hating each other by the end of it, but it's all in good fun, she says.
Yeah, no, I like Uno. It's good. I mean, the thing
really
is,
good fun.
it's one of the, you know me, I'm very ragey, but
Yes.
it's like with that, it was like I was raging, but I was laughing at the same time. So it wasn't like I was just fully annoyed at everyone. So
Yeah, it's not Warzone rage.
no, that's completely different. I think Staffy can attest to Warzone rage.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Are you insinuating something? Or
no, not at all. I mean the people you played with, obviously.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm calmness personified. Let's be honest.
Yeah, obviously. And yeah, other than that, I'm being really boring as with everybody else and playing the new Animal Crossing update. It's literally, I've been there after work every night, just I've gotta plant all of these vegetables.
I kind of wish I hadn't restarted my island now because I can't get anything because I don't have enough people on my island.
And you're not
move
time
in.
traveling, are you? You're being a good girl.
No, I'm a good girl.
But yeah, that's it for me this week. That's ending friendships and planting vegetables.
That's the name of the podcast.
Oh god!
Also, Staffy was here.
Also, Snappy was here. Yeah.
Spelled like you used to tag WOZ-E. Like
Oh
that.
my god, was he? Yeah.
Was here. Staffy, what have you been playing? And well, you've got a big period of time because we've never spoken to you before. So do tell us what you've been playing in the last couple of weeks. What have you been up to?
Well, I have to say I have to apologise as well because it was my birthday as well. This week I just gone, so I've not had loads of time, unfortunately. I don't sound it and I don't look at the guys on the test. I'm actually looking more like 25, but I was actually 40.
Yeah, I mean, he looks younger than me, and I look
yeah,
really
I look
young,
about 24,
so...
25. To be honest. So yeah, I missed. I'm really upset that I missed the Uno rage on Saturday night because I usually tune in for these guys on a Saturday night and have a beer and watch these lot go. I mean, let's be honest. I'll just make something really clear here. These guys have said that they was fighting over Uno. These guys fight over Mario Kart. These guys fight over every single game. So this isn't a new thing, everyone. You know, they're making out as though they argue over Uno. No, they argue over everything.
Wow, we got dunked on then.
Just wait till we play Stardew together.
Just saying that, right. But I mean, I'm a very, these guys know I'm a very boring gamer. I generally stick to first person shooters. So this week I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, a lot of Warzone, which I'm very calm at. Obviously, we've already established. And in the background, I've been playing a bit of God of War on the PS4. I've set the PS4 up in my bedroom when the missus falls asleep. So I've been having a little dabble on God of War, the original God of War. I can't remember which one it is.
2016, I want to
Yes.
say.
Yes, I got
Yeah.
it free on the PS Pass thing.
Yeah.
I don't do consoles. I do PCs, but yeah, I saw it for free, so I downloaded it. I've been playing that a little bit just lately. But yeah, mainly Warzone, Fortnite, and then a bit of God of War. And obviously, I'm massively looking forward to Battlefield coming out Friday morning.
Yes.
These guys know me. It's my baby, Battlefield, and it's it's out on Friday morning, so I'll be there 8 o'clock on Friday morning. I can't wait.
Are you pre-installed all of that, ready to go?
I can't because the pre-install was available at 6 o'clock tonight. Now I could be really horrible and start downloading it now and potentially ruin this podcast because my connection may lag me out. So I'm just going to leave it until after the podcast, and then we'll get it later. There's plenty of time.
Well, we feel honoured, by the way, that you put us before Battlefield. I mean, literally, that is an honour.
I just didn't want the netty rage, you know.
Yeah, well. He knows.
Oh.
He knows.
Oh,
Also, can I just say, he called himself a boring gamer. I have never, ever met somebody who is, least boring. He is the most entertaining person in the world, okay? Seriously.
Oh, thank you, Nate. Thank you.
Don't believe his lies.
My variety is pretty poor. I don't play, certainly on stream. I play bits off stream, but I don't play like. I mean, for example, and I'll talk about this later on. Like The Witcher, I just played Witcher 3. You know, I talked to Tempus about this a couple of months back. It's one of the best games I've ever played. Full stop.
Yeah.
I don't play many, but when I do, I play games like that. I like to kind of just chill, and just do things like that. So yeah. I'm not that boring, but I don't play too many. I don't play many variety games, to be honest. Maybe I should. I don't know.
Well, the thing
Tempus is
with,
our variety game guy.
yeah, I do all the weird stuff.
Let's be
But the great thing with Staffy streams though is he's constantly playing with his community and that as well. Is always like whatever game he's got on, it's always there's space for people to come and join him, and I think that's what differs from a like variety streamers. Is sometimes you might get an invite here and there if there's spaces, but like Staffy's his main priority is play with community, and I think that's a very good trait to have in streaming as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's kind of what it's all about for me. I mean, I'm sure you'll come on to all that streaming stuff later, but yeah, I mean, that's a massive part of it for me is being able to link with the people you're talking to and get to know people a bit better, and just how better to get to know people than play a game with them, you know, just to sit and chat while you're playing. I mean, that's kind of what it's all about for me.
Absolutely. She says playing with absolutely nobody but her other half.
Just like me, who just plays games on their own because they love playing games on their own. I hate people.
That is fair.
See, I love people, so I'm the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I hate sitting on my own. I hate it.
We have our yin and our yang.
I have like 2 groups I will game with, but it's like being Back for Blood recently and Overcooked. And this is probably why I don't stream, because I can't be entertaining because I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, I feel like your Overcooked gets more rage than your Bad for Blood.
Oh baby, yeah. I'm not the one really that is raging anymore. It's my friends, and I'm running around in circles screaming. Shall I wash the plates? What am I doing? Is usually what I'm saying.
Like, are we still talking about Overcooked here or real life?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Right.
Shall we move on to the crux of this interview for the Unnamed Gaming Army and get on with some questions? Yeah?
Let's do it.
You ready, Staffy? You ready for some questions? Yes, you
Sorry,
are.
sorry, my daughter literally just came in the room. I for a second. I'm really sorry.
Oh,
I am here. Sorry. Yes,
Hello.
I'm ready. I'm ready. She's been evicted.
Wait,
Oh.
are you trying to get another recruited?
Yes.
Just get her on the mic. Get better content out of than me. Let's be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, so question 1. Why did you get into gaming? Go.
The gaming, I mean, as I mentioned, I'm quite an old fart. But during my kind of gaming, I won't call it a career, but gaming journey, I've always been part of communities. Like ever since the first, time I bought a PC. I used to be part of a gaming community, which we used to administrate servers and stuff like that a long time ago. We rent servers out and stuff and host tournaments and stuff like that back in the day. And then I used to run a hardcore raiding guild in World of Warcraft for like 8 years.
Wow.
Amongst other gaming clans and stuff. So whenever I've been gaming, I've always been part of something. It's never just been me sat here just clicking away on keys and a mouse or a controller or whatever. So yeah, I think getting into gaming in general, I mean, like I said, I'm a kid of the 80s, so there wasn't much to do. Let's be honest. So when I'm growing up in the 80s and early 90s, a lot of it was just kind of like, Amigas, Commodore 64s, Sega Master System, all starting to come out at the same time, and I was about 8 or 9. So obviously I just had a natural affinity towards games. So yeah, I kind of went from there really. And I've been there ever since. So sort of 30, 35 years of gaming or something like that now.
You're nearly there, Bundy.
Very nice. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. And I feel like I already know this answer, but what was your first platform?
First platform? Well, it depends if you're talking about online gaming or you're talking about just in general. My first PC, PC. My first platform. Got to make me think now. It was my Commodore 64, if I recall rightly, and then closely followed by an Amiga 500, and then that's when I got into my Sega Master System, and then a Mega Drive, and then I'm really going to upset Temp here, but I never had a Nintendo, unfortunately. You're
going to upset Bendy as well.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
No. I had both. So
Okay, all right,
I just don't have them all now. I had both.
I had an N64. I had an N64 because I had GoldenEye because it is the greatest game ever.
Oh, GoldenEye.
Yes. GoldenEye was banging.
GoldenEye.
If we could do a GoldenEye stream, you guys keep it in mind. Carry on.
No, I was going to say GoldenEye. The only 2 games I had for the N64 was GoldenEye and Ocarina of Time. But the only games I had.
I approve of this message.
Yeah, I loved Ocarina of Time. It was a great game. It's the only game I've played with Link. I've never played any of the games. Never done any. Apart from, my son's Switch. Whatever that game is now on. So it's not bad. I can't remember. Is it the
Wild?
Yes, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I've played that one with my son. Apart from that, I've only Ocarina of Time was the only one I played. That's where you pull out the little pan flute thing and your horse comes and stuff, right? If I remember.
The pan flute, if you're actually thinking of the pan flute, was Spirit Tracks, but I'm guessing you're not because it was on the N64. The Ocarina.
Yeah, you played like a tune for your horse to come in, or you played a tune to do. Yes, yeah.
Currently doing a replay through as we speak because my favorite game. Yeah. But yeah, that's Sega was great because Sonic is great. So I'm not disapproving of that at all. Tempus might, I'm not.
No, I haven't got anything against Sega. It's just I grew up with Nintendo, but my cousin had a Sega, so it's not like I didn't get to play it. So,
I mean, you talk about games like Streets of Rage. I mean, what a game!
Streets of Rage.
Streets
It's amazing.
of Rage is great.
Let me ask you though: did you play Michael Jackson Moonwalker?
Yes, absolutely.
What a game! What a
game!
It was weirdly like brilliant, but crap. But you couldn't stop playing it. It was so weird, like moonwalking and then kicking people. It was weird. I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. I thought it was like
just
7-year-old LSD tripping or something. I don't know.
Throwing your hat at people as well.
That's games of the late 80s, early 90s. You're in a fever dream of LSD, really. All of them are.
Yeah.
Just that, yeah. Especially like tie-ins and stuff like that. They were just the worst, but so good.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like we already touched on this, but do you prefer to play with friends or on your own?
Oh, friends. Friends all day. Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate sitting and playing like games like The Witcher and other things like RPGs and stuff like that. But if you was to give me a choice and say, do you want to hop on Warzone, Fortnite, or whatever, then sit and play God of War, I'd do that every time. Every time.
Yeah, makes sense.
Absolutely.
I think you may have answered this already too, but what is your all-time favorite game of all time?
Battlefield.
Yeah.
Battlefield, right? Specifically though, because there is some bad Battlefield titles. Specifically, Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
These guys have seen me stream Battlefield 4, and you probably see if you used to put a Warzone stream next to my Battlefield 4 stream, you'd probably see a different person. I'm just like a happy kid playing Battlefield 4, whereas Warzone, I'm like an angry old man. Well, I am an angry old man, but I actually am an angry old man playing Warzone and games like that. Whereas Battlefield, I just feel so, I don't know, happy playing it. I feel like it's just my thing. I just love it.
You look like you're at home when you're playing that one.
Watching you play Battlefield, it's just you explain everything. You're like, here, you're talking about this. You just like, you're very chatty about it because you love it, and there's always a smile on your face while you were playing it.
Yeah, I love all the Battlefield titles. I've played all of them, and again, it's a recurring theme here. I'm very old, so I've played all of them. But yeah, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2, specifically, very good. Very much kind of. I love playing those games, and I could still play them now. Even Battlefield 2, which looks a bit dated now, I could play that again. It's fantastic. I love those games. I'm really excited for the new one. If I haven't mentioned,
are we
already.
on 6 now? Are we on 6?
Yes, Battlefield. Technically, yeah. It's not called. I mean, it was meant to be called 6, but it's Battlefield 2042.
That's
yeah,
it.
It's ultimately, it's Battlefield 6. Yeah. I thought you said to me, "Are you on the sticks now?" And that was really offensive because I don't touch controllers. At all, these guys know. I was like, "How dare you? I am on mouse and keyboard. I always have been."
Yes.
And you still got a community challenge to redeem.
Yes, if you want to see me in a controller, it's 1 million points on my Twitch channel. If you'd like to see me play a controller.
That's not fair.
I'm saving.
It's just not fair.
I've got like 50k.
It's a weird thing though, and it's really foreign to like kids who are maybe 10 years younger than me, because those guys are brought up on. It's a really bizarre thing. It's maybe a bit off topic, but controllers to me feel really foreign because I've played on mouse and keyboard since I was 16.
Yeah.
In the really early PC days, so I totally get it when people say, "Oh, how do you play mouse and key?" But I've always played mouse and key, so playing like a first-person shooter on a controller, it feels like I'm holding a TV remote. That's how it feels. It feels really weird. So
Understand how they aim and why people say it's so difficult on mouse. When you're on a mouse, you literally aim. Like you move your hand.
I can't get my head around. I can't get my head around mouse and keyboard. I just can't.
Do you want to know how best to explain it, Bendy? How to explain mouse and keyboard, right? So the mouse is your head, the keys are your feet.
Yeah.
That's it. Mouse is
But
your head, keys are your feet.
I find it hard enough to know the difference between my hands and feet when I'm not using that. So it's probably very much a me problem.
In all fairness, Bendy, I am horrific on a controller. If I control and try, I am terrible.
Tempus has had the unfortunate experience of having to play like a shooter game with me on controller, and I'm like aiming up in the air, going, "Why isn't this aiming?"
Yeah.
Okay, so flipping that question, what is the worst game you've ever played?
It's a tough one, this, because I've played a lot of bad games. So I'm gonna flip the question a little bit back, and I'm gonna say it's the best game I've ever played. So I'm actually a massive Matrix fan, huge Matrix fan. It's one of my favorite film franchises.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of a nerd.
I know exactly what you're gonna say. I know exactly what you're gonna say because it's so bad it's good.
I'll build up. So I'm actually a massive nerd. Like, I don't look it. I wear the cap and everything, and I'm not a massive nerd. I am a huge nerd. Matrix is one of my favorite film franchises, so I watched all the Matrix films, and when I heard this game was coming out, I was like mega excited. I couldn't wait. So this game's called Enter the Matrix.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've played it. Bendy certainly has.
Yeah.
It actually intertwines itself to the film narrative, and it plays alongside the film. So that side of it's brilliant because you see scenes from the film that are in the game, and it shows how things tie together, and it's awesome. The game is dog shit though. It is like it is the worst game you will ever play. You run around like fighting bad guys, and then you do these really cool kung fu moves and stuff, which is great. You can go in slow time and bullet time and all that, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You end up fighting the wall. You just start fighting a guy and he'll disappear, and you end up punching the wall. You know, like it's just terrible. It's terrible.
That wall you can't see. That happened a lot in that game. Like invisible walls, just everywhere. Like you were trying to get to like a door, and there'll be a wall. It's like, why is this here? Why is this game so bad? But you're right, like the cutscenes and stuff, and the fact you could play as like two different people as well.
Yep.
That was good. It was just the gameplay was so bad. Like, they didn't test it.
It had the right idea.
Yeah.
It absolutely had the right idea with what it was trying to do, and like you said, playing it alone as a fan of the film and going, oh wow, that happened. See, that's in the background of that scene in the film, and you could tie it together. It was amazing. But then you'd have to play it, and it was like, oh yeah, this is hot garbage.
It was, if I remember rightly, it was you play as Ghost and Niobe.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Niobe Jada Pinkett Smith's character.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a scene in the film where Morpheus is fighting on top of the truck, you know, on the highway.
Yep.
And there's a bit where she catches him on the bonnet. You know, he falls off, and she catches him in the car. You know, she lands on the bonnet. If you remember that scene.
Yeah.
So what the game does, it builds up to that scene. So it's actually Ghost and Niobe like getting out of wherever they are, driving to that scene. It's really cool. So like, and then it like goes, oh bang, it lands on the bonnet, and you build up to that scene. It's really cool, but again, it's just the gameplay was awful. They might as well have just like stitched the videos together and gone, there you go, there's some extra content. There's actually 20 minutes of content.
But they also switched things up as well. So you had like bits that had originally had Neo in it, like the Merovingian's wife, that scene.
Yeah.
But you play them as Ghost and or Niobe, and that was really cool as well, being able to see those. And there was like another fight scene that they did as well, where you then fight as Ghost or Niobe, but it was actually Neo in the movies. It had such a good concept. It just was not executed well at all.
It's just one of those that sticks in my mind when I think back to like the worst games I've played. I've played some horrific games, but that's the one where I think, God, why did I play that? I mean, I know why I played it, because I wanted to see those cutscenes, and back in those days, like there was nothing like on YouTube. You just watch them. Like now, you just go, "Hi, I'm gonna play that. It's garbage. I'll just watch the YouTube videos." It was like you had to play the game to see these videos. You had hackers and stuff trying to break into the game just to get the videos out so they could upload them to like some video site. It was crap.
I don't know what console I played it on.
I think I played it on
PlayStation 2.
I played it on PC, I think.
I vaguely remember it on PlayStation 2, I think.
It was on PS2, I'm sure it was.
I didn't have a PlayStation though. Must have played it at someone's house if that's the case.
You know,
it was on Xbox as well. It was on PC, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, and it was 2003.
It must have been the Xbox. That's where I played it. I remember that Xbox. It was fucking huge. Yeah, so bad, but so good.
Just on a point for The Matrix. The Matrix is also one of my all-time favourite franchises, and when I was getting a mobile phone at the time, I actively went out to get the promotional Nokia.
Oh God!
I did the same.
Oh no!
It was just the little cool slidey thing. When it come down, I was like, "Yes, I need that."
I even bought a pair of Neo sunglasses. Like,
oh no!
I always wanted the Morpheus ones that clip to your nose.
Yeah. No, I bought the I can't explain them, but I had the Neo type ones, and it just didn't suit my face. I think I wore them like once. I'm like, what are you doing? I would binned them. I didn't go full trench coat though. That would have been a bit weird.
Those films are great.
Are we looking forward to the fourth one then?
Oh,
I am
so
actually
so excited.
I am. Yeah, I personally am. I like to see what they've done and how they are where they are.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. So I'm
Mm.
quite excited for it.
I want to be back in that universe again, regardless of the film and how it is. I love that world that they built, you know, the machine world and the whole Matrix and how it works. I just want to be back in that world again, regardless
Yeah.
of how it is or what the story is or is involved. I just think it's a cool kind of concept.
Brilliant. It was like literally my favorite film for maybe 10 years, like the original Matrix.
Yeah.
Nothing was beating it, and then obviously since then MCU've been out. Just destroys everything.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
it's kids of our age, I think. You know,
Yeah.
late 90s. We were coming into teenage years.
well, some of us
You
were.
know. Yeah, well, shut up.
I'm not
Well,
even commenting at this point.
Let's move on swiftly then before a fight breaks out. Happy, why did you get into streaming?
I would refer back to my original answer. There's two parts really. One my original answer about gaming is the community side. I used to go into like kind of the big streamers, and I was part of a lot of communities in there, and I loved like the interaction that the streamers used to have with people, you know, and those same people coming back, having those conversations, you know, getting to know them. You know, someone comes back in your stream, you know something about them, you know how it you know, the mum was ill last time, you know, oh, how's your mum? Is she better? You know, just having that relationship with people, I think was really, really interesting. But yeah, I mean, getting into streaming I was often told by people, you should stream, you've got the personality for it, you've got like the experience, you know, with my job at work and stuff, the way I am with people. So it was a variety of things really. But yeah, ultimately, it goes back to community. You know, I think we was all part of like an original kind of streamer community. We all had like a load of streamers together. Essentially, we weren't really meeting new viewers per se. So that's how I met Nettle and Tempus. We were streamers. We kind of found each other. I can't even remember, that was so long ago. But I love that kind of group of people who were all learning at the same time. We were all trying to discover who we were, what kind of our niche was, all learning to edit, all learning to make videos, content, setting up our Twitch channels and overlays. I just loved being part of all that stuff. But yeah, community was the key, which I absolutely love. I love the community.
Good. Sorry.
No,
So
I get that entirely.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, like I'd wanted to do it for years, and then but at the time I was still out and about doing my usual night stuff, and then obviously the pandemic hit, and I thought, you know what, I'll do it. You know, you never know what's going to happen, and I'm going to say I'm very grateful for meeting a lot of the nicest people that I've ever met through doing this, and I do not regret a second of streaming because of meeting all these wonderful people who I can now call close friends.
Absolutely. Yeah. I fully agree with that, mate.
we've gone emotional again.
It's
Don't
fine.
cry.
Cthulhu will be here soon.
It's gonna keep fine.
We'll have to get him on one week as a guest.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Cthulhu.
I always find it interesting. Sorry, just to change. I'm going to bring you back to Cthulhu because I think you guys will go off on one again.
Probably.
I do find it amazing though with the streaming stuff that people wouldn't have found themselves if COVID not had happened. So I think it was a real positive out of that COVID, that horrible situation that we're all in, stuck in a house, nothing to do. The fact that people who would never even think about picking up a microphone and trying to stream. I mean, there's people there now who stream and they're not the most what's the word? I can't think of the word. Forward people, you know, they won't speak a lot, but they've met people who are like-minded, and that would not have happened had COVID not come. So I think it was a really, really positive thing for everyone, regardless. I think people have met people regardless of that. You know, they've met people they wouldn't have normally met through gaming. You know, they would have joined the game, played the game, left. Whereas streaming, there's that talking point. You can jump in someone's chat. How are you doing? You know, that conversation. You might not like people in that way. You know, I mean, how many games do I watch of you guys? I'd Tempe, I don't have a clue what you're playing half the time, mate. To be honest, I don't.
Nor do I. And I'm playing.
I don't think anybody does.
I pop in for a chat with you because I enjoy talking to you. And Nettie just shrieks when she plays, which is hilarious. That's why I watch Nettie. So it's all different, various things. But I think what I'm trying to say is the the real positive out of all of this is that streaming's great for people just to put themselves out there a little bit, and I think it's been really good for people.
Agree.
In such a hard time where a lot of people were clearly having issues being able to jump into that community, and a lot of people did have a lot more time on their hands, and being able to go and have the steady so and so is streaming on Tuesday, I want to go into that chat and have a fun time. I think Twitch has actually been really good for, as you said, a lot of people in the last 2 years. So I think that's a great point.
I think it's opened doors to people. It's generally opened doors that wouldn't have been there previously. Had COVID not come around, people would not, I mean, I wouldn't want to put a number on it, but the amount of streamers that we've seen over the past 18 months, some people have dropped off, admittedly, and naturally, some people have gone back to their jobs. They've decided it's not for them. But that therein is a point. People who have gone, you know what, streaming's not for me. They're still here though. They're still on Twitch. They're still on Twitter. They're still on Discord. They're still coming into our streams. So even though they've stopped, they're still around and they've made friendships through that. So again, it's only positive stuff.
Absolutely, and like you were saying, with people that, sorry, Bendy, the people that you said, like, they're not necessarily got like wouldn't have the bravado to go and do these things in real life, or meet all these people in real life, but it's given them the confidence now to go and talk to people online, and Absolutely. It's probably helped them come out of their shells as well.
Absolutely. I mean, me personally, I am the same as I am on stream. If I came down to see you, Tempe, I'd just be the same person. I'm exactly the same. Whereas other people, I totally appreciate, they're a bit more insular. Some people are a bit more introverted, and that's fine. But being able to put themselves on that platform is a really big step for some people. Huge. And the fact that they've been able to do that and get the confidence from the community, people coming in, chatting with them, that's giving people a huge boost. So I love it. I think it's been brilliant, regardless of what happens to everyone now going forward with streaming. I think the friendships and groups that have been formed, like you said, it's lifelong friendships. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've made such good friends with 2 people that they are now coming to my wedding.
Still waiting for that invite to drop.
You might. Sure, must have got lost in the post. Like, that postman is just useless.
I'm just turning up anyway.
Oh. I think a lot of people are at this point. It's just going to be like...
Okay, excuse me, bridesmaid here. No, you're not.
Sorry.
Do not ruin this wedding. I will break your face.
I mean, it wouldn't be ruined.
No, true. Actually, I'll probably be drunk by then.
I was going to say, by that point, you're going to be on your face, but...
Come in.
Oh, this turned into a different direction. Let's carry on to number 6.
Number 6 leads me on to this question. What basic advice do you have to anybody who wants to start streaming?
This I could talk to you for about 6 or 7 full podcasts about. I think if I had the time and you had the time, I could do whole sessions on streaming. But basic advice is what a lot of people tend to do is they don't know what their niche is. A lot of people just play a game and hit go live, and that's it. I think there's 2 things. So basically, one, are you streaming for fun? If you are, fine, do whatever you want. Do whatever the hell you want. If you're just doing it for fun, doesn't matter. Just hit go live and enjoy yourself. If you're doing it to try and do something, i.e. create a community, become a full-time streamer, part-time streamer, whatever, then my first kind of thing is to find your niche. And I don't mean find the gaming genre you like, but what is good about you? What is interesting about you? Are you interesting? Are you funny? Are you interesting from the point of around the certain games you're playing? Can you talk about that game? Can you be amusing while you're playing? It's got to be something. And I think a lot of people made the error of when they started streaming, they just hit live and went, I'm gaming. Now, again, if you're doing that for fun, if you're playing Warzone and you're not saying anything, crack on. Be who you want to be. If you're trying to build something, you need something different from everyone else. And I think that's what a lot of people fell in the trap with. They just hit go live and gone, oh, I'm not getting any viewers. Yeah, because there's you and literally 500,000 other people doing the same thing. So really nail down what it is you are. Obviously think about the games you're playing. Obviously don't jump around too many games when you first start. If you label yourself as a variety streamer, great, then be that. But what you got to remember is if you're playing Warzone and people come into your stream and they're like, playing Warzone, and they follow you, and then next week you're playing Fortnite. Now I've been victim to this. People have gone, why are you playing Warzone? I'm playing Fortnite this week. All right, bye then. So you've got to be careful with what you're doing. So find your niche, find who you are. Are you interesting? Are you funny? Do you have something interesting to say as well? And then go from there. Don't just hit record and go and hope for the best. My other thing as well is, and it's a bit different now because I think times have changed again, is to network, get to know people as well, other streamers, get to know people out there, support people as well. Don't just support them for the sake of it. Big no. Don't just go into people's stream, but hi, I'm here, bye, and log off. Go in the streams, get to know them, talk to them, support them from that point of view, big them up on social media, be friends with them, ultimately make friends, and then that sets your base audience. Secondly, for God's sake, I'm going to swear now for the first time, don't do fucking follow for follow. Please do not do follow for follow, ever.
Doesn't work on
Amen.
any social media platform.
Do not do follow, and the reason being is, yes, you will have lots of numbers. Yes, you will get 2,000 Twitch and Twitter followers within 6 months. It doesn't mean a thing unless people are coming into your stream. So if you're sitting there with one viewer and you've got 2,000 Twitch viewers because you're hitting follow, they're following you back, what's the point? And again, if you're doing it for fun, absolutely crack on, do whatever you want. But if you're doing it to do something, be sensible about it and don't do follow. It is the worst thing you could do because it sets expectations for yourself as well. I mean, if you're sat there going, well, I've got 2,000 Twitch followers and no one's watching me, focus on your content. Don't focus on following people back. Focus on what you're doing. So that's what I would say. And that's not really basic. I've gone into a lot of detail there. I mean, I could talk about it for hours, literal hours, but yeah, what boy to death.
Let's live by that.
I mean, I think a lot of what you said makes sense from like an early days standpoint.
But what if you're not interesting and you still want to stream?
Well, I still get people watching me, so.
You're very interesting.
You're interested,
Yeah.
shush.
Oh, shut up.
Squealer.
If you're not interesting, then what is it about you? I mean, it's fine. Like I said, if you're not interesting, you're not funny, you just sit there in silence, you're just playing your game and you're enjoying yourself, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't expect to grow and to become sort of Nick Merckx. It's not going to happen. It's not. You need something. And I know this sounds harsh. It really does. And I've said this to myself a few times. You need to make sure you've got something if you want to grow. It's like, imagine it being. See, I always think of a stream and as like a show. It's like I'm a presenter in so many ways, and that's why I die a lot. And these guys will take. Cause I'm too busy chatting. I'm too busy asking questions and whatever. But it's like a show. You've got to be able to field questions. You've got to be able to give interesting answers. Make people feel welcome. I mean, that's massive. That's probably the biggest thing, is to make people welcome when they come in your stream. Don't just say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" That drives me insane when I go to a new stream and people go, "Oh, hi, Staffy, how are you?" That, at least give me something. Give me something. Just say, "Oh, Staffy, how are you? How have you found the stream? What you've been playing, what you up to, where you from?" Not too personal. Don't ask, what about for maybe after the tea or whatever. But just something. And it's one of the things I can't explain, but just have something about you that draws people in a little bit. I don't know what you guys think, Nettie and Tempe being streamers. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Definitely. I love a chatty person. If you're chatting in game, then I'm going to be there for a while with you. I do watch people who are just playing. Usually, though, if I'm just watching people play and I don't particularly care about chatting with them, they're going to be bigger streamers with an audience that's just going off, in chat. So those are the people that I tend to just sit and listen to. I love a chatty streamer, me.
There is people, and again, I'm maybe being a bit harsh there. There is people out there who stream and are Twitch partners who sit there in silence playing games. There is an audience for that, absolutely. But I think that's a harder path to take than being that kind of interactive, chatty, welcoming, warm host. I always feel like you're inviting people into this office where I'm sitting. I feel like I'm inviting people in with me. If you think you've got 20 viewers, there's 20 people sitting in a room with you.
Yeah.
If you sat there in a room together, what would you be chatting, wouldn't you? You'd be having a conversation.
Well, I'd probably be awkwardly standing in the corner. Why am I here with so many people?
But then that's my job.
That's just
Then,
me.
in my opinion, that's my job to make you feel welcome. If you're feeling awkward, unwelcome, I would try and include you and bring you into the conversation and make you feel welcome. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
He's very
giving
good
me
at it
some
as well.
things to think about, because streaming scares the ever-loving shit out of me,
Yeah. You didn't get on
and
with
that's
it.
why I haven't done it.
Streaming's hard.
It's
Let's be
hard.
honest. Streaming
Oh,
is not easy. You know, I mean, I know the question is what advice would you give, but I would say streaming's hard. It's very difficult and it's stressful.
Yeah.
And it can, one day you can be on top of the world because you've had so many viewers and people have come in, they've been chatting, you've had a great stream. Next day, people are busy or they don't turn up or whatever, and you're in the mud. You're in the absolute mud. You know, you go from high to low instantly. And I've learned to grow from that. So that was me 6 months ago. That would have killed me. And I know Nettie's probably the same. He's like, if you have a really good stream one day and the next stream no one turns up, you are in the mud. But now I'm not so bothered. I just crack on now. I'm past it.
See, in that vein, I've always looked at it like, especially when I first started, is I did it to, like, when I first started, my main thing was that I was using streaming as an excuse to play games that I'd never played before. So I was learning and I was enjoying myself, and that's how I looked at it. As like, as long as I'm enjoying myself, and you know, I always, even if like in those early days I had like maybe 1 or 2 viewers, maybe they weren't chatting, I would always be talking anyway, because like I think that's the thing as well with some streams that you go into. You go in there and they're just dead, like what Steffi said, they're just dead silence, and I'm like, I've you know, I've said hello, they say hello back, and then that's it. They just, you know, they don't really want to know, and I think that's hard to push on as a streamer when you're not giving the viewer something to kind of interact with.
No one's gonna want. I guess no one's gonna want to watch you if you're not, as everyone's saying, if you're not interacting. I guess some people just want to see like playthroughs of games, but if you're going into like a Warzone situation or a Fortnite, you want to watch somebody who is entertaining rather than the game. That's not what that's about, is it? Because there's no.
I think you're right, Bendy. I think there's various scenarios there. Like, yeah, some people will, like, I because I'm sad and I'm a bit of a stats nerd. Sometimes I look back at my streams and I look who's been in, and I've got viewers who I've never spoken to. They come back, but they don't want to say anything, and that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely not a problem at all. I know people come in and they've got hours of my stream watched, and they keep coming back when I go live. They're in there, and so you've got to make sure that you're speaking to them people as well, even though they don't want to respond. You know, because it's absolutely up to them. If they want to sit silently and watch you, they find you entertaining or they find you funny or whatever, that's fine. But I still want to make sure they feel welcome, even if they're not directly interacting with me. I still want to make sure I'm addressing them people as well, not just Nettie and Tempus in chat and going, just, oh, Nettie, what do you think? You know, I want to make sure I'm talking to the audience as a whole. But Tempus raised a really good point there, and it's a really good stream piece of advice for anyone looking to start to stream. If you're sitting there with no viewers, talk like there's 20 people in there. Even if you talk to yourself, I used to do it in the early days when I had 2 or 3 viewers. I used to just talk and talk and talk about anything. About the game, what I'm doing, my reasoning. I just did a certain thing in Fortnite, why I edited that wall, why I picked that gun up, because if someone does come in and doesn't want to talk for like the reasons I just said, if you're sitting there in silence, they're just going to leave. Potentially, they might stay, but if you're not saying anything at all, it is silence to killer with streaming. It really is.
Yeah.
One of the streamers I won't name him, but one of the streamers I really like to watch is a guy who plays a game called Smite. And he sits there with music on, and he chats a little bit, not loads, but he has about 300 viewers every stream.
Yeah.
But he's such a good vibe. He's so chilled. He has his music on the background in the game. The gameplay. I don't know if you know Smite. I don't really know it that well, but I like watching it.
Yes, I do. I do know. I
but
used
it's
to play it all the time.
I'll send you the link of the guy's name. I won't name him on this, but he's a really chill guy, and he just every now and then just pops up and says, "Oh, I just killed that guy because I did so and so." That's fine, I think, because people will look for that as well.
Yeah.
People will look for that. By the way, Bendy, I talk a hell of a lot, so you've got to shut up. I just keep talking. I just keep talking.
No, and you're talking, that doesn't mean I have to talk. And I can sit here awkwardly.
Genuinely, that was great. Like, I could happily clip
Yeah.
that and put it on YouTube just for everyone to, like, Staffy talks about streaming, because that would be brilliant.
I could talk about it all. You know me, Nettie. I could talk about streaming for hours and the do's and the don'ts, and things that have worked for me might not work for you, might not work for other people. Things that other people don't work, and vice versa. It is such a weird game. And it all depends. For me, you bring it right back to what you're doing it for. Are you trying to get to partner? Are you trying to be a content creator on YouTube? Are you just happy just to make friends? Are you happy just to sit there and play games? But why are you doing it? Question yourself. What are you doing? I mean, I personally, I'm still trying to build a community. I'd love to have 100 viewers, and just to chill, get to know everyone, be a partner and all that. But if I don't, I'm not bothered. 6 months ago, I was pretty certain I was going to be a partner because of the figures, the viewing figures I was getting. I was well on my way, but again, it's that COVID thing again. There's so many people around who didn't have much else to do. So I had like an average of nearly 30 people coming to my channel, which is insane. Now that's dropped half because of, and I don't mind talking about my numbers because I don't care, but it's dropped because of the COVID thing and everyone's gone back to work. People have stopped streaming and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, absolutely. 6 months ago, I was thinking, God, I'm going to be a partner. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Now I've backed off all that. Now I'm just focusing back on what I wanted to do. I got a bit carried away and a bit distracted. I've gone back to, right, I'm still building that community now. I still want to play with people. I still want to get to know people and stuff. And also have it for a place for people to come. People need a home when they're gaming. People need a home all the time.
Yeah. I think it's not a bad thing to have aspirations at all. I just think you have to be realistic about it. It's like, great, yeah. Okay. If you want to be partner, that's great, but think about your next goal, because your next goal when you get affiliate is not partner. It can't be. There's too big a gap there. Your goal should be increments of like 5 in your average viewers or something. You got to think about that. And I think a lot of people do think that they get, once they get affiliate, great, next goal is partner. Oh, I don't think you realise how hard it is.
It's very hard. Yeah, it's very difficult. And like I said, it's a very harsh game. Streaming's very harsh. If you do it for fun, then again, bring it back to that, do it for fun. But if you're trying to do something, it's a very harsh game. And like I said, you're very up and down with it.
Yeah. And can I just say from personal experience here, anytime I've had a wobble and I've had a little pity party on Twitter, Staffy has always been there with a little bit of advice, a little bit of a pick me up, whether it's a DM or in somebody's stream. He is great at that. He's just fantastic. So go follow him.
Again, it's this. I mean, that's another problem we could talk about. There's so many fake people around. Is like I talk about community. If I'm going to talk about it and preach it, then I'm going to do it. So if you're in the community, and again, I always say this, and this sounds really, really cliche. So apologies to anyone listening. It's not my community, it's our community. I've always said that since day one. It's not, I have a thing called the Prospects Club, which, it's my little thing, but you guys aren't in the Prospects Club. It's just the community I'm in is the community you're in. We're all part of that same thing. So if I see someone a bit down in the dumps and stuff, I always feel like it's my obligation to make sure people are okay because we're in that community. You do it in a friendship. If someone you knew in real life, you made me real life. Someone you knew in the real world, and like one of your friends in the pub. If they went, "Oh, I'm feeling a bit down," you wouldn't go, "Okay," and ignore them. You'd go, "Well, what's wrong? Are you okay? What's going on?" And I think of people in that same way. If I get to know people, if someone comes to my stream I've never heard of and goes, "Oh, I'm really down today, Staffy," I'd be like, "Okay, but I don't know you. I'm really sorry." What can I do to help? But I obviously, you wouldn't go to the far end of the earth to help that person because I don't know. And that's very dangerous. It's a different topic, but the whole shaming of streamers when people come in, I see it so many, especially with the bigger streamers. It's very dangerous ground. Very dangerous.
Yeah, it's very true.
Sorry, I'm going tangents again. Sorry, big tangents.
That's all right. That's fine. It's good. It's a podcast. You're
to
allowed to
one of our
talk.
podcasts?
And tangents is what we're known for.
Yeah, Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Right, so let's get
Next
this back
question.
on track. Yeah, back on track. So, what is your favourite platform for content creation?
Yeah, please move me on because I will be here all day. So this might come as a strange answer, but I'm and you well actually no, it won't for you too. But I love Twitter. I love Twitter again because I love interacting with people in real time. Like, I can be myself on there. I can put my humor on there. I can respond to people quickly. It's a quick kind of thing. But I love Twitter. Obviously Twitch is great, but it's not great for discovery as we know streamers. It's extremely hard to be discovered on Twitter. On Twitch. But yeah, Twitter's my favorite thing. I you guys know me. I tweet my socks off all day when I'm at work. I just put little tweets out here and there and stuff. If I can make someone smile with a daft comment or a daft picture, then my job's done. That makes me smile, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I love Twitter. As soon as I've had Twitter for years and years and years, and it's only in the last year and a half that I've actually started using it properly and to its full extent. And it's amazing.
I'm the same as you, Nettle.
It's amazing.
Well, I have a personal Twitter account, and it is the most depressing thing ever. It is so boring. Now I've got what I call my gaming Twitter, where I talk mainly about me, my shenanigans, my gaming, my streaming, all that sort of stuff. You guys have seen it. I have a personal account, and that's mainly football. I'm a big Hull City fan, and politics, right? And we all know how boring politics is. I find it interesting, but when I scroll through it now, I just get so depressed because my gaming Twitter is so vibrant. Everyone's nice, everyone's having a good time, everyone's fun. There's loads of people posting on there about their achievements, and I love seeing stuff like that. On my other account, I'm so depressed. I just hate it. So yeah, it's nice. That's why I like my gaming Twitter. I like going on there because it's generally it's fun. It's a lot of fun on there.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got that community to talk to, then and it's an easier way to speak to people on the daily. Because if you stream 3 times a week, you're speaking to people 3 times a week, whereas you can literally talk to your community at any time on Twitter.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's another thing. Why people you get a lot of people just, and it sounds really harsh, but I don't mean it. I'm quite a taskmaster with stuff like this, but don't complain if your Twitter's not growing, if you don't tweet.
Yeah.
If you don't respond, you don't find a subject you like. You've got to do stuff on there. It's the same with it's the same logic as streaming. If you don't stream, no one's going to follow you. No one's going to find you. If you don't tweet, no one's going to find you. So again, advice there is if you want to push your Twitter out, then just keep tweeting. Again, find your niche. Be yourself as well. People want to follow you on Twitter. They don't want to follow Staffy the streamer who talks about streaming all day and every day. People want to know about you. And the real you, what have you been doing? Has anything fun happened? What's been happening? And that's what I try and do. I try and mix up, not too much. I don't want to be there posting pictures of my dinner with my kids and stuff like that. That's a bit much. But, I think it does help with your persona and your whole branding towards your streaming and stuff like that. So, yeah, I love Twitter. I'm really enjoying it at the minute.
I mean, Twitter's great. And it's I'm the same as Nettle. I had it because it came out and I was like, oh, I'll get this. But then it wasn't until I started streaming that I actually started using it properly. So it's a great tool for, like what Bendy was saying, if you're not streaming but you still want to talk to the people that you enjoy talking to that you've met through the community, Twitter is a great place to do it.
Yeah, because we all push Discord. We all say jumping out Discord is great, and I'm the same as you. I'm in your Discord net anyway. I don't go on Discord that much, and I do chat in mine a little bit. But mainly I talk to people on Twitter. All the time. And again, it's that thing whereas if you put something cool out on a tweet, an achievement or something funny or whatever, it's always there, and if it gets a bit of traction, that's great. You get to meet new people. I've met loads of new people on Twitter recently. It's been great.
Excellent. Next question is stupidest death you've ever had in a game.
How long you got? I honestly don't know. I mean, I die. If you watch my show, you guys know I die a lot. I generally pancake a lot on Warzone and then blame the game. Because it is the game's fault. It's not mine. So yeah, stupidest death. I don't know. It's too. I mean, there's one thing that springs to mind. But I mean, a long time ago when I was playing Counter-Strike, the original Counter-Strike, not the CS Source, back in 99, 2000 or something like that. and I used to play competitively, like in the clan-based Euro leagues, and we're in the final, and we were 2-2, and it was on the last game to win. I mean, it's, back then it wasn't like you didn't win loads. You just won the cup or whatever. And it was 1v1. So I don't know if you know Counter-Strike, but you plant a bomb at A or B, and then if you defuse it in time, you win the round. Or if you kill the guy before he plants, you win the round. And the guy had planted the bomb. I'd killed him, and it was this kill to win the cup. And I went to defuse the bomb, but I did that stupid thing of hitting my grenade button. So
no.
I actually threw a grenade at myself and killed myself, and therefore lost the cup. Like if that happened now, in like how big these tournaments are and everything with Warzone and stuff now, that would be a proper like TikTok meme and stuff. But yeah, I remember that, and my teammates didn't forgive me for a long time.
Ugh. Accidents happen though.
I think I actually killed 4. I think it was 1v4, and I killed all 4 of the teammates, and then grenaded myself. And yeah, I think that was it. I remember that actually quite a lot. That's bringing back dark times now.
That's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Do grenades work? No, not usually.
Only if
Only
I'm
when you
blowing
throw them at
myself up.
Yeah, I didn't get that right at all.
Like, I don't know how to throw it because I don't know how to use a mouse and keyboard, and it's just right at my feet.
Oh, no.
That's a good one. Okay, oh, me, I have a question. If you could make a video game, what would it be? We love to make video games on this podcast because everybody needs to call us. So,
Well, I actually
Staffy.
do make video games, so
This one might be a bit tough to make because it would be quite big. But I thought about this, and now most people would think, because I'm an FPS player, that I would come up with some like modern day shooter FPS. But I think I talked about it earlier. I love The Witcher 3. I think that game is just so good. It's beautiful. The music, the stories, the combat, everything about it was just amazing. I would absolutely love to go back to an MMO, and I'd love it to be a Witcher MMO. I think that would be amazing. Like in that again, it's such an amazing universe to be part of. I'd love to make a Witcher MMO, definitely.
That would be, I'd play that. I've not finished Witcher 3, but I love MMOs, and it's a great universe.
I finished Witcher 3 and I finished the expansion packs, and that for someone like me who doesn't really play a lot of RPGs and stuff, I generally play them for a bit and get a bit bored and go back to my shooters. I was gutted when I finished that game. I was absolutely gutted. So yeah, I would love to be back in that kind of whole world, but like my own character, whether you could be a witcher yourself or you could be like a knight or whatever. I don't know, but that'd be amazing. Just bombing around, doing dungeons, killing Striegers and stuff like that would be amazing.
That would be fantastic. I'd love that.
I would stream that as well. I would actually. I don't stream stuff like that, but I would stream something like that. I think that'd be amazing.
I have Witcher 3 ready to play on stream at some point, so because I've never played it, so
you need to play it, Tempus.
You absolutely need to play it.
I need to see you play it.
But I know it's a massive undertaking. It's not the smallest of games at all, is it? So it's that's the thing is I'm kind of preparing myself for this like journey into the Witcher universe because I knew nothing about it until I kind of watched the Netflix show, which was also great, and that season 2 comes out in December. How good is that?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
But I think that's kind of what made me pick it up as well, is because I'd watched the
same
show
dude. Same.
And I was like, do you know what? This I'm actually quite interested in this, and I've heard nothing but good things about Witcher 3.
I was the same. I watched the TV show and I was like, this is amazing. And Witcher 3's been around for what, about 8 or 9 years now, or something like that. And I was like, I've got to play it. But the reason I didn't stream it is because of what you just said. I'd heard it's huge, and I thought I don't want to be tied to playing it when I'm streaming, because then if I want to jump on and have a little go, well, I know you don't have to do that, but I think if you're taking your viewers on that journey of like, I'll only play it when I'm streaming, that's going to be a long time.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like when I first started, I would literally start a game and I would play it start to finish on stream. Every time I streamed, I'd be playing that game. I started with Final Fantasy IX. I'd never played a Final Fantasy in my life, and I thought, oh, Final Fantasy IX, that'd be a good one to start with. And I played it start to finish, and I've done it with pretty much loads of games. I played Horizon on stream. I've played God of War, like you're playing at the moment, on stream, first time, start to finish. And I've kind of gone into this because I've kind of changed my schedule as well, and I kind of stepped back away from doing big playthroughs, and I started playing like smaller games and more chilled out stuff. But I've got that, and I've got The Last of Us that I've never played as well. That are on.
Oh my god, you've not played Last of Us?
No, but I've got it. It is ready to be played, but I want to do it on stream because I just because I know that I get told all the time, you need to play this, you need to play this, and I'd like to play it with the people that want me to play it.
Should I start a controversy and say I could not give a shit about it?
Oh no, Bendy, we were so close to being good friends.
Now
Okay,
you're just friends.
I don't own a PlayStation for the first one. There's just something about it that's just never interested me. I know I've been told it's great. Both of them are great. I'm just like, eh.
So this is how good, right, Last of Us is, right? This is coming from a PC boy, right, who lives for shooters. Last of Us is my favourite game of all time. All time. The first one. I've not played the second one yet because I can't get on my son's PlayStation. He will not let me on it. And I'm not playing on the PS4. So I'm waiting until I get a good gap on the PS5. I'm going to jump on that. But Last of Us is... The game's not even that good, but the story is just immaculate. I cannot wait for the films to come out. It's so good.
TV series, isn't it?
TV series or a film? I can't remember. I thought it was...
TV?
I think it's TV, and it's Pedro Pascal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is going to be brilliant.
It's Pedro. Of course.
He's
He's
make a
great.
suggestion, Tempe. Play Last of Us first before you play Witcher.
Okay, I will take your suggestion.
I am just going to jump in here on the thing about time and how much time it takes. So I have played The Witcher 3 15 times, including DLCs. Yep, and it was one of the first games that I started to play when I was first starting streaming, and it took me from December 2019 to about mid-April to get to the end of Hearts of Stone. Not even going to the second DLC, and I know this game like the back of my hand.
Are you a completionist on that? Because I'm a completionist. Like, I have to do all the little side quests and stuff as well. I couldn't leave things. Like, I think if you played the main game, it'd still be long, but not.
Oh
as
yeah.
bad,
But the thing is, The Witcher 3, there's a half of the game is the side quests. It's
so
just a part of it. You gotta do them. And
all the stories so intertwined.
There's so many different outcomes for a load of different things as well.
Yeah.
So one player's through is not going to be the same as the next one. It takes up a lot of time. So if you are going to stream it, you gotta be prepared for this to take you a good couple of months to get through.
Yeah, no, I have been told and I have been warned and I am prepared. And the
I've
way
got
I
the
look at it
snaps.
is, the way I look at it is when I start it, I'm literally going to have to stream it every time I stream. It's going to be, you're going to get sick and tired of me going Witcher 3 on Twitter, but well, you might not because you like it, but
no,
you know what I
mean. There's a really important question though, Temp, when you play it at the end, and that's Yennefer or Triss, and you need to answer that. So you've got to play the game before you can answer that question. I know what Nettie's answer is. I know what Nettie's answer is.
Kira?
It's got to be Yennefer or Triss, surely.
Why not both? We know why not both.
Yeah.
We know the ending to that.
Why not all three?
Well, you can.
Fine by me.
You can technically do that. Not all at the same time, but two of them at the same time. But
I know that
Did you
ending.
cosplay as Triss, Nettie?
I have cosplayed Ciri, Triss, and Yennefer.
Oh, you've done all three. Okay. I didn't mean like that. I didn't mean that way.
Yes. One of my favourites of your cosplays is your Yen.
My Yen?
Yeah, because you got good legs in that girl.
Oh, thank you very much. Not anymore. No, that was a good few years ago now.
Remember that birthday shoot? That was fun times.
That was fucking cold.
It was so cold.
And we've digressed.
That's what happened. So, which MMO? I will get a PlayStation and play Last of Us at some point.
Yes, please. I want to know how you found it, because I thought it was amazing.
I think the problem is, though, I know the story. So it's not a surprise of what happens because I've seen so much coverage on it. But fine. I need to get a PlayStation.
Upcoming YouTube video, folks.
Sorry for
I've ruined it. Oh, go wrong.
Ruined it.
Right.
Now that's all our basic questions done. So now we're going on to the quickfire round.
Which knowing us will not be quickfire.
No, it's going to take forever.
No divergence.
No divergence. One word-ish answers.
I was going to say, I give 5-minute answers, so I'll try my best.
No, we divert. Diverting's fine. Right,
No,
first question from me. Your favourite tea?
My favourite tea?
Yeah.
Yorkshire tea. There's no other tea available, so...
No other tea exists.
Yorkshire tea. Called Staffy.
Please sponsor me.
Sponsor Staffy. Next question. What's your favourite cheese?
Get out.
He thinks I don't know him. He thinks I don't know him.
I am allergic to cheese, and she knows that very well.
Is that why you put the question on there? It's so evil.
Such a cow.
It's a cheese.
That is evil, Nettie. That's
wow.
I didn't know this. I would have taken that question out.
Friendships are being strained tonight.
Oh no!
Let's quickly move on from that then and ask spring, summer, autumn, or winter?
Winter.
Good lad.
Beer or cocktails?
Oh, beer. 100%.
Sunday roast or barbecue?
Barbecue.
Oh.
That's tight, that one, though. That's tight, that one.
This will be a difficult question for you. Mouse and keyboard or controller?
Mouse and keyboard, obviously.
Best pet, cat or dogs?
Oh,
but why
dog.
is the correct answer actually a ferret?
Dog. Don't do cats. Sorry. I know you have
Yes,
cats.
dogs are the best.
My dog is
He's a
amazing.
dog person, yeah. Favourite movie?
Christ. Oh. Favourite movie? I'm a big, huge Lord of the Rings nerd, so they are up there. However, I would have to say Gladiator.
Oh,
Good choice.
Also good choice, yeah.
Favourite band?
Shut up.
No, it's fine. Favourite band / singer?
Favourite band / singer? Blink-182.
Yay.
We can be friends again now. Your pet peeve?
My pet peeve? Oh God, there's so many.
The one that gives you the most rage.
So, Facebookers, I have Facebook. I don't use it that much. But the people who ask for help on Facebook, you know, like the old, does anyone have the number for so-and-so? Those people. Just fucking Google it. It's not fucking difficult.
It took you that long to do that post. You could just put it in Google.
Yes. But
I mean, I've got rage now too.
You okay, hun? DM me, hun. No, just Google the fucking number. Sorry. Yes, those people.
And
Agreed.
the last question, which will determine whether you end up with Tempus, Nettle, or Bendy, is: would you prefer to be a private, a seaman recruit, or an aircraftman?
Ooh, a private, a seaman recruit. Seaman recruit sounds hilarious. So my humour is pointing me towards the seaman recruit, 100%, because that's just brilliant.
That's a point to
Welcome
Bendy!
to the Navy, my friend.
For the seaman.
I think Benny's going to win that like most
He's always
times.
going to win it!
It is the best name, so...
As soon as it had semen in it, we was like, well, that's a winner.
That's it.
Anyone with further
change your-
humour, like myself, is just going to go for that every time.
Your Twitter bio needs to have seaman recruit in it,
See? Okay.
and a link to the Admiral.
Oh, Quality.
Oh, this is why I was the Admiral all along.
You knew. You secretly knew.
She knew.
Oh, seaman, maybe.
And
Oh, I'm sorry.
that is the end of the quickfire questions.
Fires.
You survived the podcast, Steffi.
Congratulations.
I enjoyed that. Thank you, guys. That was really good. Really good.
I've enjoyed having you on. It's been good to hear like a lot about the different games and that, because obviously knowing you through streaming and that, I'd have never have suggested that like Witcher 3 or something like that, would have been your favorite. But it's nice to know that what you play, what I see you play, isn't necessarily the only thing you enjoy. So
No, I'm a very mysterious person. I will, yeah. No,
As-
I do. I have a huge. I'm a gamer. I've always been a gamer. MMOs, for example, a huge part of my background. But I could go into that another day.
We'll have a special of just MMOs and MMOs we've played, and we'll have you on.
Played all of them.
Every single one.
Yeah, even the ones that
Even
failed
the
after like 2
shit
weeks.
ones. I would like to extend a massive thank you, and the advice bit to do with streaming was really interesting, especially for me as a non-streamer. So that's given me a lot to think about. Where can everybody find you, Staffy?
So my actual name is Staffy Pro, but it's not for professional, as you can tell. It's Staffy _PR0. Pro stands for prospect. So all my social media is the same. So Staffy _PR0 Pro. So I'm the same across all. So I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, YouTube. I do TikTok stuff as well. I do stupid videos on TikTok every now and then. So yeah, I'm on all of those.
Nettle, where can we find you?
You can find me on all social medias and Twitch and YouTube as Nettle Creates.
Tempus.
That's me. You can find me on absolutely everything under Tempus B, all one word.
And I've been Bendy Ben's costuming on pretty much everything, although I think Twitter is different. But you can probably find me by searching for Bendy anyway. Or the Admiral, because I am the Admiral. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We're on, the podcast is on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon, Apple, all of them, everywhere. Go listen to every single one individually, because good times would be had. And I guess we'll see you all next week. Thanks so much, Staffy. It's been great having you on.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me. Really, really enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Bye.